Welcome back. Talking Texas forever. Hey, Friday Night Lights podcast. I'm Michelle.
And I'm Liz.
We sound somber.
We'll get there.
You know why you're here. You know what we're discussing if you're with us every week. We're up to the episode, season 4, episode 5, The Sun, written by Roland Jones and directed by Allison Liddy Brown. Original air date December 2nd, 2009.
Yeah, Allison Liddy Brown.
She did a good job.
She came in with a bang.
Yeah. Summary for this episode: Julie, Landry, Coach, and Tammy rally around Matt in a time of crisis. Vince endangers his rising star as a football player by engaging in criminal activity in order to support his family. We didn't really touch upon... We didn't get there yet.
Yeah.
Becky and Tim grow closer.
And again, no.
She's over it. We're all over it. Like, we love Becky, but also this needs to stop.
Right. Like, I understand why it's happening.
Yeah.
Oops. He lives in her backyard. He's Tim Riggins. She has daddy issues. Impressionable.
Yeah.
I get it. He's Tim Riggins. I am fully aware who this man is.
If Tim Riggins lived in your backyard,
at 15 or 16, I would be excited.
we'd all be Becky.
But I'd also feel like there's no way in hell that Tim Riggins would go for me. Like, I'm so young and,
Right.
you know?
Yeah, well,
But
he's
that's
also...
my brain.
Yeah, okay, we'll get there. We'll get there. Before we get into the Matt of it all, which I'm going to save for the last bit.
Yeah.
But how did you feel about this episode opening up with a Lions game? Because we leave off last week. We know this is coming.
Yeah.
Do you think it was good for story purposes? Let's get this out of the way. It kind of integrated Vince and all that. What do you think?
Yeah. I mean, we could have had it at the end, but then would it be insensitive if it was at the end? Not insensitive, because obviously Matt's like not a real person. Like, he wouldn't care if we put that on the end of our show.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
You know what I mean? But I guess to end... Yeah, I mean, it just made sense to me. I was happy to see them open up. We felt good about them winning. Well, not winning, but, you know, doing really well. So, yeah. It helped with the mood. And then ultimately, you know what's going to happen. So it's kind of, you're happy at that fleeting moment. And then very quickly, it changes.
Yeah. As far as like, if we're just touch upon the game itself, we see Vince and Luke working as a team. They're on the field, and ultimately they decide to not go with the original gameplay.
That was not smart, but in a way it was.
It was, right? Because they do end up scoring a point, and which Stan was like, "Good play, Coach. Good call." And Coach is like pissed, but also obviously wants his team to make, score points. I like when after this happened and Coach was like, do you want this to happen again? Get the ball.
Right.
And ultimately they do follow Coach's orders. They do score more touchdown and points. They don't win, but they played a really good game for the Lions.
Right. This is the best game they played this far, and it can only hopefully go up from here.
And I like that we're seeing Vince and Luke like chest bump.
Yeah.
They're working together.
They were. And they're like, who do you think you are? And Luke's like, just listen to me.
Right.
Like, I got this.
Right. Yeah. The next day, Vince is awoken by a call by Coach about his picture in the paper for being honored for co-conference player of the week. And Coach asks if he can speak at the pancake breakfast for the Pop Warner kids about football. Just be there at 1 p.m. It's really sweet. But however, we do see... In contrast, Vince's home life, he gets off the phone.
I thought you were going to talk about JD.
No, not yet. We will get to JD McDick. But we do see Vince's home life of how he gets off the phone. He goes to make breakfast.
There is no breakfast.
There's no breakfast.
There's no milk. There's no electric, water.
No, there's nothing. And we see his mom passed out outside the apartment on a bench. And so Vince has to carry his mom in.
It was not a struggle to lift her limp body. Just saying.
Add it in, Liz. I wasn't sure. I was just sad
saying.
for Vince in that moment. But
absolutely no. Absolutely
look
sad.
how strong Vince's arms are.
Definitely. No, so sad that this 16-year-old has to be a caretaker.
Yeah.
just like Matt is in a different way, you know? It's just a lot on a person.
Yeah. We then see Vince and Calvin meet up with, I don't remember his name, but ultimately they're learning how to steal cars.
Damn it.
So we can see where this is going. Yeah. And the guy gives him advice, don't panic, stay cool, and get paid, which later on, Vince takes with him to speak to the kids at the Pop Warner breakfast. First, we see JD talk to the kids, and are you okay?
Yeah, sorry, I had an itch in my ear.
Yeah, and JD is like dressed in a nice shirt. He's got a button down, he's got a tie, and he's like giving advice to the kids. He's making jokes about his dad being the oldest guy in the room. He's taught me everything I know. And then Vince is given the award, and Vince, in contrast, is in a t-shirt, a chain.
Yeah.
And he's like, what do I say to these kids?
They're like, just speak, speak from your heart.
Just speak about the game.
Just let them know how you did. And he's like, so here's my advice. And then the kids think it's great.
Yeah.
Fist pump.
Don't panic. Stay cool and get paid, which is like, this is a great slogan for life.
For sure.
Take this with you every day.
Yeah.
I loved it. But also Coach was proud. You could see Coach smiling.
He was just like, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
We got this.
I have to say, at first, I thought that he was actually not going to make it to the breakfast, and because he was getting wrapped up in the car stuff. But
it could have went that way.
Yeah.
It definitely could have went that way. I was happy to see him there. I was almost afraid that he was just going to be like, this is too much for me, and leave.
Yep.
Without saying anything, but he made it work. Like, he's quick on his feet.
He is.
In a way. He used someone else's words, but it applied.
Last week, you said something where, to touch upon Jess and Landry just for like a hot second, even though they weren't in this episode together.
Yeah.
But they had that amazing kiss. And you said you're kind of worried that Jess will kind of treat Landry like he's been treated in the past. And so we see Jess at this breakfast because her brothers are in the Pop Warner group. And when Vince delivers the line, like, don't panic, be cool, get paid, we see her smirk.
Yeah, she laughs it off like, okay.
Yeah. Do you think something's going to happen with them?
I still do.
You do?
I still do, yeah.
Okay. Becky, she has her pageant. And so what made me LOL is when we first see that we're in the mall, we're at the pageant, and in the crowd, you see Cheryl sitting next to Tim. And Liz's reaction, I wish I filmed it. She's like, what is he doing? Why is he here? I don't like this.
I just don't want him to give her any mixed signals. Like, and as we see, which we'll learn, is that her father was supposed to come.
Yes.
He didn't.
Yes.
Luckily, I guess luckily Tim was there for support, but like, I mean, her mother, who is the one that we keep seeing doesn't have time for her, is there to support her, acting like she's higher than, mighty here because she is in the picture, even though we've seen it, time and time again, that she is not necessarily invested in her kid's life. That's literally the first impression that I got of her.
She's not involved.
Right. Like, she's wrapped up in her own stuff and she's working and whatever. So do I feel like it was, if her mom couldn't go and it was Tim that was the only one that could make it, yes, I get it. But because her mom was there, I feel like we did not need Tim there.
Well, it's interesting because I feel like when Tim gets, quote unquote, like, into a family adopted, he's done this before. Remember when he was with the Taylors?
Yeah, he's done this a lot. He just likes family.
I know, and I think that's what it is. He wants to be a part of family, and
you're right. I'm apologize, Tim.
But
he's like, but I'm still giving you mixed signals.
Yeah, and I think in Tim's own way, and I know I'm defending my Tim Riggins here.
Yeah,
he has kind of shot her down, like, hey, you should hang out with Luke, or
right. He has made attempts,
but in the Tim Riggins way,
right? So it's like, are you serious? If I really tried, would you give in? Yeah, you might.
And also now we understand a little bit more about Becky and her dad. Like, clearly she's got daddy issues.
She's the poster child for daddy issues.
Yeah. So
mommy works hard. Daddy's not around. Tim Riggins is in my backyard. Easy.
That's the equation.
That's it. A plus B equals C.
Tim Riggins.
Tim Riggins.
In my backyard. Yes. So much so that afterwards, We see Cheryl arguing with her ex on the phone. We don't hear his side.
Yeah.
And Becky's like, stop, let it be. She's upset. She calls Tim while he's at the wake at the Saracens. Well, yeah, he's at the wake.
It's tricky. It's not good.
The house phone. She calls. That means she looked up the Saracens' house phone to see where he was.
And she called a house that was grieving.
Yes, this shows how old she is.
And she says to him, I didn't know if you knew the dead guy or whatever.
What? I know.
Which, you just don't say. I mean, me, even at 16, I still would never say that, but that's just me. She's a very blunt person, if you will.
Yep.
I was like, oh, Becky, you need to learn a lot of things.
And again, Tim is like, why are you calling me? You know? Do you know what a wake is? And he can hear she's upset. And she's like, I just wanted to thank you for coming. It meant a lot. And he said, you did good. You're welcome, but I have to go.
Right. Like, this is not the time to thank me. She could have thanked him when he got home that night.
Right. Later on, when the boys take Matt out, which we'll get to, but Tim's in the backyard. He's drinking a beer. He's already just upset for what happened at the funeral home. And Becky tells him, I got third place. And Tim's just sharing how if you've ever felt useless before. And she's like, you're not useless. Close your eyes. Which I'm like, Tim, why'd you close your eyes?
Why did you close your eyes?
We know what was coming.
And also, how does that make him feel not useless? Because he's good at kissing?
Well, also, like, you're not useless. You can console me.
Mm-hmm. Right. Okay.
And this is probably, which I feel like we never talk about cringe scenes. This was a cringe scene for me.
Yes. Well, because of the situation at hand.
And she kisses him, and you said he let it go on for too long.
I did think that it did go on too long.
I think he was just taken aback and a little drunk. I'm not making it's like a drinking game. Like, how many times is Michelle going to say I'm not making excuses for Tim Riggins? But he does push her off.
He does. A little too late. We're going to have a Toby situation here.
Okay. Okay. That's a reference to our We Are Liars podcast.
If you're interested.
Yeah, plug.
Yeah, I just feel like once you feel something about to be touching your lips, then you open your eyes immediately and be like, wait. No. He actually did kiss her, I think.
I would be curious. Like, write us in, please.
Yeah.
Do you think he kissed her back? I think his lips just formed around her lips because it was muscle memory of kissing.
Oh. She should be a lawyer, y'all. He kissed her because it was muscle memory of how kissing goes. Good one.
Okay, anyway, after she gets denied by Tim Riggins, she goes to the gas station to try to buy beer and candy bars. And of course, she gets ID'd. And who walks in but
Shirtless
Luke, because he just got hit by a paintball. He got into a fight with JD McDick. Yeah.
I'm just going to call him McDick. The rest of the podcast. The rest of the history of the podcast.
Absolutely can call him that. Let's just break away and talk about that whole JD situation. And JD, and I now know his name, Kevin.
Oh, Kevin. Okay, yeah.
And they're like, hey, did you see who's in the paper? Look who I'm next to. I'm next to Vince. This should have been you. And Luke is just like, you're an asshole. And JD's like, I'm sorry, whatever. They make up. And he's like, hey, let's go paintballing. And so their idea of paintballing.
Yeah, not the same idea as you and I.
Or Luke. Because,
thank goodness.
And I think Luke just agreed to do this. And Luke is driving around while JD, McDick, and Kevin are using their paintball to shoot at mailboxes, cars, people. Even though
that's where you draw. I mean, you shouldn't have done this. You shouldn't vandalize people's property. But if you're going to shoot a person.
Yeah. An innocent walker.
Right. He's like, your town's shitty. Your school's shitty. Who cares?
Yeah. And then JD's like, we're not making fun of you. We're making fun of with you or putting you down with you.
Mm-hmm.
And then Liz finally, she screamed that she's arrived.
I was just because after they start shooting things and vandalizing, I'm getting obviously progressively more and more angry. and not realizing, honestly, I didn't even realize that Luke was in the car driving because I was so hyper focused on JD shooting people. And then when he shoots the said individual, I was furious. And then I see that Luke's in the car and I was like, kill him, Luke. Like, do something. And I was just so, well, it was such a bad moment. It was a good moment for Luke.
Yeah, because
the best.
Luke kicks them out. And then they're like, what's your problem? And then Luke gets so close to Kevin's leg and shoots him with the paintball gun.
Yeah, how do you like it?
Right. And then JD grabs the gun and
he shoots him.
Luke
because that's how to retaliate. Right.
Right.
Honestly, it was close and you could have hit him somewhere where it would have made a difference and things could have went really bad. But like, how retaliating is shooting each other?
They're dumb.
They're so dumb, and it's really frustrating. And JD, I cannot stand him. No, everything about him bothers me now. His voice bothers me.
This is not Jeremy Sumpter.
No, it's just the fact that he is JD McCoy. Jeremy Sumpter, it's nothing against you.
No,
you're cool.
You're doing a great job.
You're doing a great job because I hate you.
And we're gonna call him McDick from now on. JD McDick. Anyway, so because Luke's truck is covered in paintball, I don't know. Again, he went into the gas station where Becky is shirtless.
Right, like he needed to check to see if he had like damage on his chest, but then didn't decide to put his shirt back on.
No, and so he ultimately buys...
It's not like he had blood on it or something.
I know. He buys Becky's beer. He's got a fake ID.
Yeah.
And then
Ain't that nice?
He's like, hey, I'm Luke. And Becky's like, I know who you are. And then he's like, do you want to go to the car wash?
Yeah. Do you want to go to the car wash with me at like 8 p.m.? It's weird. But, you know, I love Luke. We'll see.
But also, Becky needs a distraction.
Yeah, I was saying to Michelle, I'm like, where are her girlfriends? Where is just a friend in general that is not Tim Riggins?
I remember what happens with her. I don't remember, like, for instance, right? And I'm just pairing to pair. I don't remember if like her and Jess become friends.
Okay, yeah. I mean, it would make sense that you would include a new character with your, like, you would just make people have the friends, right? Friendship.
Yeah, I would think so.
To keep them in scenes together.
Right.
It would be weird not to.
Right. I honestly, I know what happens with her. I don't remember if she has friends.
Okay, well, that's sad.
I
hope she gets some.
Yeah, but things do happen with that one. All right, so now we'll get into Matt. We open with Matt, and he's watching an old video of his dad sending a Christmas message, and like, you know, hey to your mom and your grandma, and I sent you a gift. It was $50. And then you hear at the tail end of the video, like, okay, that's enough, as he walks off screen.
Yeah. Like, that's enough. I said my piece.
Yeah.
Bye.
Yeah. And so the next day we have people over having food. Buddy's talking to Matt about who his dad was. Like, he did a good thing. He was in the service. And you could just tell that Matt is just like zoning out.
Overstimulus, you know, too many people.
But we see Matt sitting and Julie's like, are you going to get up? You've been sitting in this chair. And at this point, Matt is dealing in the way he's dealing of, I'm numb. I didn't like this guy. How long do these things go on for? Plus he's what, 18? Right?
Yeah.
I get it. Like, I've been there. Yeah. So it's awkward. And so then a recruiter stops by to speak to Matt about his dad. And these recruiters feel that it's an honor to learn about the men in their units who have passed, and they kind of represent him. And he's talking to Matt about his dad, about like, oh, your dad was the funny one. He was the joker of the unit. And this really triggers Matt.
That's like my dad?
Yeah.
You obviously didn't know him.
You didn't know him. You have the wrong guy. My dad wasn't the funny one. And luckily Landry comes out and is like, hey, Matt, someone needs you inside. They thank the recruiter, and Landry tells him, like, listen, me and the Riggins clan.
That's what he meant by that. I honestly was like, what does he mean by the Riggins clan? I just thought he meant Riggins.
Yeah. Yeah. The best part of this wake was when JD and his dad stopped by Knock on the door. They open it. Oh, here's a gift basket on behalf of the boosters.
Condolences.
And Matt's like, are you serious?
Not you, dude. You're not the one.
Yeah. And they continue with our condolences on behalf of the boosters. And he just slams the door in his face. It was
He's
so
like,
good.
not you. Anyone so but you guys.
Anyone.
And like and he only dealt with them a little bit of the time. But, you know, it made an impression enough where he's like, you two? No.
Well, also the fact of like JD's been such a dick to Matt. Like, oh, you deliver my pizza now? Mm-hmm. Oh, remember when I replaced you as QB1? Yep. Mm-hmm. And then you show up? Oh, on behalf of boosters.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
Matt is also in charge of funeral arrangements, and I'm so glad Tammy was with him for this. I was like a little surprised that Shelby wouldn't have been a part of this. I know,
I agreed.
Yeah, but Tammy and Matt sit in the parlor, and we have the funeral director going over like pretty much like cream of the crop, primo plans, because his dad was in the military, and also you're going to have Veteran Affairs covering this. Ultimately, it would be like a $9,000
right
affair.
Like essentially they would cover a portion, so why don't you get a nicer casket, nicer, you know, etc.
Right. And then Tammy's noticing the breakdown, and she's like, well, it's a closed casket. Why do we need visitation? Why do we need cars? We have cars. And we then learn that Matt's dad has arrived to the funeral home, and the guy's like, yeah, it'd be best if it was a closed casket. You don't want to see it. And then Matt, that really like now we start to see like Matt, like the wheels are turning, getting upset. And he was like, can we just wrap this up? My grandma's in the car. And thankfully Tammy takes care of it.
Yeah. Imagine hearing that your family member is not in like the best shape for you to see them.
Yeah.
No, I mean, they're not in any shape for you to see them.
Right. We learned that an IED is...
Which...
Yeah. Stepped on it. Yeah.
Yeah. So the fact that Matt even asked to see him, I was like, wow, he just really doesn't even know what he's asking for.
I remember when, with my dad, you have to verify the body.
Yeah.
Someone has to verify the body. And Sam did it. My sister Sam wanted to go see my dad's body. And my dad passed away of cancer. He was fully in a state, right? Mm-hmm. But that is something I didn't want to see.
I wouldn't want to see it either.
No. And Jewish, closed casket. So,
right. You say your goodbye.
That's
like
it.
That. Yeah.
Yeah. Also reminded me too of the recruiter, and not to compare, but I remember being in the funeral home like a couple hours before people arrived, and the guy's like, all right, so tell me stories about your dad. Like, having to learn about my dad in a half hour was really weird. And I walked out. I walked out of that room, and I paced in the parking lot, and I was like, I'm not going to give this stranger information about my dad. It's really weird.
Yeah. And to be that young.
Yeah.
You know, like you're not fully understanding what is exactly going to happen and what is happening and how your future is going to be. Like none of that.
Yeah.
You're not prepared. You're never prepared for a death, but
no.
At that age,
yeah,
you couldn't even understand.
I think Sam was like skeptical. I think she was like, I want to see if he's really in that box.
That doesn't surprise me.
Why do you want to look in there?
It doesn't surprise me.
It doesn't surprise me. But anyway, afterwards, Julie and Matt, they have this conversation, and he thanks Julie for your mom was great. Thank you so much for helping. And she's like, do you want to come for dinner? Are you okay? And he says, I'm fine. This happens to me now, and it'll happen to you.
Right. It happens to everyone. Everyone loses someone.
Yeah. And so then Julie goes home, and we have this great scene of Coach on the floor with Gracie Bell, and he's watching a football game.
College football, obviously.
Yes.
Right?
Yes, but we overhear Smash Williams. The name Smash Williams playing in the game. So I love this part is when I started to get emotional in this episode.
Yeah, that like made me feel all like weird inside. I don't know.
I hope it was a good weird.
It just was like, oh, like that was nice for them to do, but I'm also sad, but also happy.
Like, do you wish we
And
get
sad.
to see him?
It would have been sweet if like they kind of zoomed in on his face at like after a play or something. He took his helmet off. I don't know. Obviously, we didn't need to go into all of that.
I know,
but it was still good.
I appreciated that nod. It would have been cool if we saw him at the funeral service.
Right.
Because Matt and Smash did have a relationship.
Yes. I feel as though he should have been there over Lila. I'll get to my feelings on Lila when we're there.
Okay. But yes, and ultimately, what else I like in this scene is Coach asks, how is Matt doing? And she's like, he's trying. And she breaks down and cries because this is coming off of right after he's like, this will happen to you. It happens to everyone, even though he didn't mean it like that. And Eric just holds her. She cries and says, I'm not going anywhere.
Well, also, it's like she's been having to be a shoulder, not understanding how to really be that at such a young age. Yeah. You don't know what to say. You don't know how to react. You see that your partner is going through something and you just are like, well, okay, I'll just be there for you, whatever you need. But that's a lot. It's a toll on that person, too.
Especially at that age.
And at that age, you, again, don't really know like what's right to do. Yeah. I mean, there is no right or wrong way to help someone grieve, but
yeah.
As
promised, the Riggins clan and Landry take Matt out. I guess we just will always go to Panther Field.
Oh yeah,
because that's essentially where they were. Drink beers.
That's where they grew up.
They're like reminiscing about old games, and Matt starts to say like, can you believe I have to give a eulogy to this guy? And like, all I really want to say is that like I didn't like you. And he's like, I don't even know if I'm saying it to him. Like, am I saying it to just like a box of rocks? And so then Tim's like, well, let's go find out.
I knew Tim was gonna chime in with that.
How did you know that?
I just knew Tim. I knew it 100% that drunk Tim would be like, let's just go in there and find out.
Yeah. And so these four dudes who are buzzed go into the funeral home, and Matt pretty much demands, like, I want to see my dad.
They break in,
but also the guy wasn't surprised by it. He's like, oh, Matt.
Yeah.
Because I also thought that, Liz. Like, the first time, I'm like, these motherfuckers are breaking in.
I'm like, you're beanie. And then surprisingly, the guy was there.
I know. And the guy's like, oh, Matt, what can I do for you?
He's so calm about it. I've been like, excuse me? What are you doing?
Yeah, like, this is after hours.
Scared me half to death. No pun intended.
And so the guy's like, I don't... Yeah, right? Good one.
Sorry.
But the funeral director is like, I don't think you want to do that. And then the guy's like, no, you gotta let him. You gotta. And he's like, Matt's like, I just want to go see him. Please let me see my dad. And so they all go in, and he opens the casket. Luckily, we don't see it.
Yeah, I was... Not that I was nervous that they were going to show that.
Yeah.
I was just anticipating how Matt was going to react to it. And I mean, obviously, you could predict that he would be in shock and devastated.
It's heartbreaking.
Yes.
Yeah. And so he then stumbles over to the Taylors, and he apologizes for being late. They saved him a plate.
This was worse.
This was probably my favorite scene of Matt's.
Yeah.
And how at first he's like, he's like moving around his food. He's like, I'm hungry, but I just don't like my carrots. I don't like my carrots, such food. And then he's just like, I'm having a moment, which I love.
Yeah, he like announces it. I can't even imagine that anyone would be hungry after seeing that. You know,
he's
like
not.
he's a shell of a person.
Yeah. Realizing,
oh, I'm not okay. I've been like seeming to be okay, but I'm now realizing that no, I am admitting that I'm not okay.
Yeah, and
It's scary.
I also like when he comes in that Coach says, "Did you drive?"
Right, because he knows he's drunk.
Yeah, and he's like, "No, I had a good walk though."
No, sir, I walked.
But Matt breaks down and he's like, "I hate him. I hated him for so long. I put all my hate into him so I could be a good person." Which, like, you hear that, like Matt Saracen, the epitome of a good person, right? The most least selfish person on this entire program. Yeah. And I want to be a good person to grandma and to strangers and to your daughter. And then he walks out, he storms out, and Julie's like, we can't let him hurt like this. Oh my God.
I know, that's so sad. because she's like, I need to help him, but it's like you can't do anything.
It hurts.
Just be there for that person.
Right. But it hurts when you love someone so much and there's nothing you can do.
Nothing you can do.
And that
nothing you can say, nothing you can do.
Yeah.
The only thing you can do is just be there and, you know, whatever they need from you.
Yeah. And so Coach is like, I got it. And he walks out and Matt's just like hysterically crying. And Coach says, I'm going to walk you home. And he walks him home.
And he puts his like arm on his shoulder. So cute.
I love it. We get to the funeral, which is outside, and we have all of military things happening along with it. Pretty much everybody comes.
It's a big turnout.
Including Lila.
Yeah, but also like Devin and other people we don't know. Mm-hmm. I just felt like it was a little bit more intimate. Like, why is Buddy Garrity there? I don't know. Like,
well, Buddy was a booster. Buddy also hired Henry. He worked at the dealership for a little while.
That's true.
I mean, Matt was QB of the Panthers.
Yeah, I know.
Do you want to get into your Lila thing now?
Yeah, it bothered me.
It bothered you. You don't suspect that perhaps we're just setting something up?
No.
Oh, okay. All right. Hey, that's cool. I'll leave it at that.
No, I didn't suspect it at all that they were setting something up now. Thank you for that. I thought it was going to, not like a one and done, but kind of just like, well, we'll put Smash's name in there, but then we'll bring in Minka Kelly for 5 seconds for her to say nothing, give Tim a look, give Matt a kiss on the cheek, and then off her merry way. She could be on the island for all I know. I know she's probably not.
She's not on the island.
Okay.
Did I ruin that for you?
No, you didn't ruin anything for me.
Okay.
I don't know. I think it wasn't necessary just yet, but I guess maybe the next week and obviously down the line, it will make more sense to me.
Okay.
That was my only gripe. Like, honestly, I never have a gripe with this show. And that was my only gripe. And it's not even really a gripe.
I'll take it. Matt speaks, and he shares a very sweet story from childhood when he was 6 years old and he was in a supermarket with his mom and grandma and dad about toilet paper, and grandma wanted different toilet paper. And so then Henry stacked all up the toilet paper, and he's like, I guess she had to be there. It was funny. And he's
Grandma liked it.
Grandma liked it, and I'm sure Shelby liked it. And he's like, my dad was kind of private about those things, but what he wasn't private about was his 20 years in the service. I thought he did a beautiful job.
Right. Like, I just kept saying he didn't have to speak at all. You know, if he didn't feel like he ever liked this person, he didn't have to say anything about him. Well, but he did.
Yeah. And he recognized, like, my dad missed a lot of things in my life, but he fought for our country, and it allowed me to grow up. And allows you guys to grow up because he's essentially protecting us.
Right. Like, he fought for our birthdays.
Right.
Even though now he can't have his own.
Right. Yeah. And the part that just icing on the cake, sprinkles / put a knife in me, I'm done. Everybody gets up to leave, and they start burying, dumping the dirt on the casket. And
do they always do that soon?
They do. I mean, yes. I mean, my dad was buried like that. I mean,
I guess they do. I guess I'm just always like not in the headspace to like really pay attention to things like that. But
with my dad, we had service. It's like a one and done thing. One day. We don't do like Jews
Jews
don't do a long.
You do it.
We also don't do like embalming and all the chemical. No. And so Dad had a service. Then we drove to the cemetery. We had the plot. Everyone stood outside.
And then
dirt went in. Stones on the grave, on the, what are they called? Tombstones? Mm-hmm. That was it. But yeah, and so then Matt grabs a shovel, and he's like,
it's my turn. It's my job.
I'm just going to do it. And Julie just stands there watching. And I'm like, Matt fucking Saracen, you weren't my favorite. I always respected you, but my goodness, what an episode for him.
Well, yeah, this is his episode.
I mean, Zach Gilford did an amazing job.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah, incredible.
Yeah. Whew. We got past it, though. selfishly, I'm like, okay,
I know.
we made it. It's
Yeah, I
awful.
think if I watched it by myself, it would have destroyed me. I think I kept my composure together shockingly.
Also, you know what? And this is my fault. And I kept thinking about it while we were watching together. Aunt decided,
It's okay.
no, it's not.
It really didn't distract me. I knew it was bothering you.
Because I kept glaring at you. We got Sidebar Story for our friends. Get close and listen.
Yeah.
Aunt ordered like shelving for the back of our pantry door. And he decided during this episode, well, first he's like, you guys are watching up here. Great. Oh, you're watching this episode, which Aunt's like, I can't do it again. So he's like, I'm going to put this shit together right now. And while it wasn't that loud, I felt like if we were silent, Liz would have felt it more.
Okay.
That's my fault.
All right.
We could have watched it down here, but we set up my studio with the lights and everything.
Yeah, we didn't want to interrupt down here.
And so I hope I didn't ruin this for you.
It didn't. No, absolutely not.
Okay.
And I think if I were to watch again, even though it was sad, I feel like I would watch this episode.
Yeah, it's very good.
Just to kind of, I don't know, just see it differently.
Absorb the acting.
Absorb it differently. Especially if if it's after we've continued and I know what happens with people. And
yeah.
I'll be like, oh, okay, now I can appreciate it even more and how they end up.
Yes. Fucking Aunt though, man. And I was like, Aunt. And he's like, it's not that loud. I'm like, dude, this is like Zach Gilford's performance in the kitchen right now. We don't need to hear you putting batteries on the back of the door. And then it stopped. And then he goes downstairs and brings up another. And I was like, oh, fuck. Anyway, we're going to take a short break. When we come back, we have Mike, our Total Betty patron, joining us. Welcome back from break. We're joined with our Total Betty patron, Mike. You've heard him before. Hi, Mike.
Hi, Liz. Hi, Michelle. Hi, everyone.
For those of you who don't watch us on YouTube, Mike's background is stellar. It is the Dylan Lyons, and he's got a picture of...
It's Leah Michelle as Rachel.
I'm so blind. I'm like, wait, that's not Luke or Vince's numbers.
It's Leah Michelle. It's Rachel and Glee. They did when they had to play football. I know I had to because the colors match. It's perfect.
Yeah,
it is perfect.
This is the GIF I use all the time because it's like her walk. It's perfect. It's the colors.
Oh my
so
God.
on brand for you.
Yeah, of course it works out that she's wearing white and red.
Yeah, isn't that perfect?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Anyway.
Just like her.
Sure. Mike, before we get into, I want to start with your questions and comments, but I actually have trivia, which I wanted to read to both of you. And I got this off IMDb. Soon after the episode aired on NBC, PopEater.com launched a Facebook campaign to get Zach Gilford nominated for an Emmy for his performance, with over 8,000 people joining and other media outlets picking up on the campaign before nominations were announced. While Gilford did not receive a nomination, the episode was nominated in the Writing for a Drama Series category, the first time the show was nominated.
Wow, nice.
And then Time rewarded the episode number 1 in its ranking of the 10 best television episodes of the year. In the Food and Critics annual top 50 episodes of the year, The Sun was named number 3 of 2009. And on BuddyTV.com's top 50 list, the episode came in at number 2.
Wow.
Yeah.
Nice.
So
good for them.
I know.
He was robbed, though. He should have won an Emmy like that. His performance.
Yeah, he was great.
I agree. And then the other trivia that I learned from the writer who was on Clear Eyes, Full Hearts is that they filmed a scene where Coach calls his dad at the end of this episode, and that got cut. So we would have saw Coach Taylor pick up the phone and call
his own dad.
Yes.
Yes. That's what I thought he meant Matt's dad. I'm like,
call his dad.
I watched the deleted scenes for this episode.
Oh, you did?
And that was not one of them. But they did have, and this kind of goes with my question, they had a scene of Vince stealing a car.
Yes. Yes.
I'm assuming we're getting more of that in episodes to come, but I was hopeful that we just ignored that whole thing.
It was also interesting too, the writer Roland Jones, when he got hired in the writer's room, they were talking about deaths, and he really wanted, this is pretty grim of what I'm going to say, but I didn't say it. He pitched the idea that perhaps Gracie Bell would die in the crib. And they were like, we're not doing that. Who else can we kill? And then spitballed like that. He pitched that, not as they were obviously not going to go with that, like crib death. But then he talked about they landed on Henry and so forth. He had like a grim way about it.
I mean, could you imagine if it went the other way?
I thought Grandma would have been the like first choice. They would have.
Yeah,
right.
I know.
Why? Not that I would love to. That I would like to see it, but I would have assumed that.
You always thought she was going to go.
She still can.
But this is.
But
better.
at this point,
like like for Matt's character, because like how he said, oh, we're gonna be jumping around here, but how he said like I hated him so much, and I don't like hating people, and I put all my hate towards him. So I feel like it had to be his dad.
Right.
Like it was just. I feel like if it was the grandmother, it'd be totally sad, but it wouldn't have a surprising effect on Matt. Like this, I don't think Matt thought that he would act like that. This like he would be acting in this way. I think this is surprising him himself.
Yeah, agreed.
Absolutely agree. Before we get into questions and comments, Mike, I want to start with you. Do you have any questions specifically for this episode, for us?
Yes. What do we think I know ages don't matter, like their thing, but what could the age gap be between Becky and Tim? Like max, 5 years? If she's in grade 9.
Right. Like, let's just say she's the youngest, right? Like, let's say she's a freshman. She's 14 and he's 18. Grade 9.
Grade 9. You guys
and he's 18.
When you say like freshman, and so I was like,
ninth grade.
Grade 9. Grade 9 minimum, right?
Yeah.
And Tim is 18, maybe turning 19.
Yeah, because again, they just
graduated from high school.
Yeah.
And this is still like fall.
Right.
So he wouldn't have turned 19 yet. So he is at max 18.
Right. So it's about 4 years maximum.
Yeah.
So
it isn't that.
It's not. It's just.
It's not, because when you're in high school, you can date whoever you want and it's not weird. And then when you graduate and you become of a legal age for other people to start dating you, that's when it's a problem.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I just really don't like it, but it's not new news.
They're not going to be a couple.
I know. I just sound like
it.
I'm just like annoyed that it's even going on this long. It's just not an interesting storyline to me.
Yeah.
You know, like we brought Tim Riggins. We kept Tim Riggins and Dylan. Let's do something else with Tim Riggins. I don't need to get him wrapped up in this like drama of girls.
Yeah, that was like old high school.
Right. Yeah. Like he's a new Tim Riggins.
Well, I think it's just to show like, hey, when you stay in Dylan,
your life's the same.
Your life's the same. You could have had it and you didn't.
True.
Same thing with Matt being like, I just deliver pizzas.
Mm-hmm.
But we can kind of see Matt, like we know Matt's going places at this point. Tim, we're like, but Tim also just wants to stay in Dylan.
Right. That's his dream.
Yeah, he doesn't want better for himself. Whereas like you talked about last week, Tyra, like she wanted to go to college the most. Like she wanted out of Dylan. She like fought for it. But
yeah,
Tim is happy to just be in Dylan.
Right. He's content.
Right.
Have either of you been paintballing?
No, I haven't actually. I've always wanted to go.
Same. I just had this conversation with Randy because his bachelor party is coming up next weekend, actually. Holy crap. That's like really came around the corner. And they are going paintballing. And I was like, I would love to like do 10 Things I Hate About You.
I know.
But that we don't have any places really like that. I don't think we have any outdoor courses like that here.
Not like 10 Things I Hate About You where it's like they're just paint balloons.
Right.
Paintballing is a totally different. It's like guns and they hurt you.
Yeah, I got hit by a paintball gun in high school. Our friends were like, it was Halloween, and the two guys just were like having fun and running around with paintball guns. And one of them shot me in the ass, and I had a bruise. I had a big welt bruise, and he was like pretty far away. It hurt.
My brother, him and his like high school friends, they tried to make they made their own jackass called like Canadian Made or something. I don't know. But in one of them, they like shot their friend. Like their friend was just like running in a field, and they just shot him with a paintball gun multiple times. And then you saw like all the welts. And then they also used to like go shoot cars, and that was never.
No. That whole part of the episode really set me off.
Yeah,
I was really frustrated.
Yeah.
So I looked up. You know how Matt's constantly drawing hands?
Yes.
Well, I looked up what the hand symbolizes in art, and so according to Aristotle, the hand is the tool of tools. In general, it is strength, power, and protection. However, it can easily just mean generosity, hospitality, and stability, like lend a hand. And I think this kind of is like, I think this is why maybe Matt's constantly drawing hands, because he wants some stability and like hospitality in his life. And that's what he's kind of like longing for. Like, I feel like he doesn't belong I feel like he thinks he doesn't belong anywhere.
I love that. Thank you for doing the work, Mike.
That
Michelle did not do.
Yeah, well, because I thought Richard only liked the hand.
Right.
And that's why he's just like hooked on, let me like perfect and create all different kinds of hands.
Yes.
Because obviously that's where like my strong suit is or something.
Right.
But I love that philosophical.
I just wonder if there was like a meaning towards that, but
maybe.
Yeah.
Question for you, Liz. Is Lila going to be around for a bit? We saw her.
Mm-hmm.
She didn't speak in this episode.
Things to say about this.
But.
Yeah, I just went in on it a little bit. I was like not happy with this sort of use of her, but as Michelle kind of alluded, this opens up a door maybe for something else to happen. So when that does, I will feel better about it. But I just really felt like it was unnecessary to bring Minka in for a 2-second non-speaking portion when she really wasn't all that close to Matt. But that's just me as an outside perspective. First time seeing it. I have to marinate a little bit. I said to Michelle I would have actually much rather saw Smash there because they did have more of a relationship than Lila. I just felt she was a little out of place. But if we're going to open it up where, I guess, the Tim of it all, I don't really want to go back to that. Well, I really liked it while it was happening. I really don't kind of want to go back to that.
But you've been asking for closure.
No,
You've been asking for Lila
right.
to come.
No, but
she has come.
I feel we got the Lila closure when Tim said, I still love her. It just wasn't the right time. It's the Tyra closure that I need.
Well, Lisa, she also felt it was unnecessary for Lila to come back and would have preferred if it was Tyra.
Yeah.
Been there.
Tyra really wouldn't make sense to me either. But,
I just think they needed a reason to get Lila back into Dylan, and this was kind of the vehicle for it. And then,
right, she's taking some time in town because of this.
Well, we also learn next week. Again, I'm trying.
I watched next
spoil, but also I don't want to have lists like go down ridiculous
a spiral,
ways. Yeah.
So I guess we'll see what happens there. I'll see.
Yes, you will.
And then my last thing. So the last scene with Matt grabbing the shovel, the first thought that came to my head was Deathly Hallows and Harry burying Dobby. And just made me sob even more because I was like, I just can't deal with this.
Yeah.
Like,
I liked how they did the very poetic of the dirt going over the camera, and that's how they close out the episode.
It was a great scene.
It was a fantastic episode.
Yeah, it was really, really good.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mike.
No.
Jillian Jelance, your Total Betty fiance, Mike. She said she was going to send a novel for this episode, and she said
she did. She
did.
sent it. Yeah,
she sent it to you.
Yes.
Oh, she read it.
She sent beautiful thoughts. I'm going to touch upon a few of them. However, I am going to post her novel on our Patreon. It will be public. I'll post the link in our show notes, so please go read it. She did a beautiful job. But she says, the funeral was an incredible scene, the story that felt like you had to be there moment in a really true to life way. The sincere, my family thanks you. The realization that his father was funny, like the officer said. The angelic kiss from Lila, who wore cowboy boots to a funeral. The subdued Lorraine accepting the flag, the wincing Lorraine during the gunshots, the song Driveway by Great Northern as he buries his dad, the full Jewish shoveling dirt on your loved one's body, the supportive jacket holding from Julie as she silently, tearfully watches Matt. And then she wanted to include burial facts. In the Jewish tradition, contributing some shovelfuls of dirt is an act of respect for the dead and a form of closure for the person burying them. Everyone stays until the grave is filled. It was also a sign of respect for ancient Egyptians. For Christians, it represents returning to ash and dust. It seems most likely that they would be doing this for Christianity's sake, but I project Judaism onto everything, so I'm telling myself it's more Jewish.
Love it.
I love it. Jillian had questions as well. How do you think Tim is handling Becky at this point? I feel like he should have known that would have happened when he closed his eyes, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, no, I don't think I wouldn't have suspected it was going to happen because I didn't think it was going to happen. I was like, oh, no, she's not going to do that. Mm-hmm. But then she did it. And I'm like, really? Really?
Well, she sees him hurting and she wants to show him. So
let's hug.
You're not used. I mean, okay. If there's a sad Tim Riggins sitting next to me,
I will be hugging him and smelling.
Yeah, I would do that too, actually.
Smelling?
Always, Mike. Always smelling.
Always smelling.
But a dirty Tim, like a sad Tim Riggins.
It would be stanky, but I would be smelling.
But like in that good way. We've talked about this.
Yes.
Yeah.
Too many times.
Too many times.
Yeah. I think he could handle it a tinge better, but I also know he probably doesn't want to ruffle up the feathers too much. I mean, he's living in her backyard.
Right.
So he doesn't want to make it so beyond awkward for himself and for her, but he does need to put his foot down. And as Michelle led me to believe that, I think this is it for that. And it looks like her and Luke. I mean, obviously I'm going off track here, but maybe this Luke thing will be a great distraction. And maybe it will blossom into something even better than a distraction.
Well, that's a great point that you say, because Julian wants to know, what do you think is going to happen with Luke and Becky? Do you ship it?
I don't ship it yet. I love Luke. I think if I had to ship him with anyone, there's not really any other choices at this point. Because if Landry and Jess are going to do whatever, that's it, unless we bring in someone else. So it's fine for now. I'll see. I'm not really connecting with Becky as much as I am with the other new people.
Because you did like her. You're like, she's adorable.
I did. No, it's not
she
that.
She reminds me of Tyra.
She reminds me of Tyra, but in an annoying way.
She is annoying.
She's annoying.
She's 100% annoying.
But I understand why she's annoying.
Yeah.
And that's why it hurts me to say those words.
Yeah. Mike, how do you feel about Becky? Also, I mean, you could feel free to say your thoughts here.
Chime in.
Want to know, how are you feeling about season 4 and the new characters?
Yes, I like season 4. I do like the new characters. I think so. I can't, like I said before, I can't really remember what happens in the show, but there's one plot line that hasn't happened yet, so I'm assuming that's in season 5 because it's a pretty big
Becky storyline.
Pardon?
Becky's storyline?
No, just someone else.
Okay.
Send it to me, Mike. I'm curious.
And I thought, because we're almost halfway through this season, right?
Yeah.
And it hasn't happened yet, so
yeah.
Although we do we touched on it a bit in this episode. A bit, very little. And there was also other little hints, but that whole story becomes a main plot and another character comes.
Yes. Okay.
You know what I'm talking about, Michelle?
Is that season 5? I'm taking,
yes.
I get what you're saying.
Okay.
I can get what you're saying.
Yeah.
I think that's, So
there's also a storyline I'm waiting for with Becky, and it happens this season.
Okay.
which Ant confirmed because Ant has binged season 4. He's done with it.
Interesting.
He couldn't wait.
Has Sam and Bobby binged? Are they going to be on the podcast? Sorry, I just got to.
My sister's actually. My sister's due to have a baby. Her due date's in 2 days.
Yeah, so
I didn't know that she was that.
they're gonna be busy.
I didn't know she was that.
Yes.
And they're naming the baby Tim Riggins. I'm just kidding.
Actually, no joke. They were at
Matt
they were
and
at
Landry.
my house on Sunday or Saturday, and we were saying the baby's name, and I was like, "Can the middle name just be Tim Riggins? Like not Tim, not two, just Tim
Just
Riggins
one
is
word.
one word." And so it would be baby name Tim Riggins Rubenstein Cook, and we were joking. I'm like, I'm just gonna call him Tim Riggins.
Yeah. TR. Tim Riggins.
It's not Arthur. That'd be like Arthur.
Oh, we can
Buster.
add that. I just keep adding more middle names to the name, and let's just make it the longest name ever. But yeah, I'm glad you're liking season 4.
Yes.
It's great.
It's definitely like a new it's like refreshing kind of.
It is
like
refreshing.
Bringing it back to like its roots of a show because like everyone says season 2 season 2 went off the rails a bit.
Just so weird. So early on in a show.
Yeah. And then it kind of just like then season 3 happened, which was kind of like an in the middle, and then season 4 it's like they just hit reset. And this was brought up before. Like this is one of the odd shows where they did it right with a new cast coming in and keeping old. They did it because shows do that. Like they keep some of the old cast and then bring in a new cast, but it's always a disaster and it's never as good. But I feel like this is really, I feel like they did it right here. Like the new characters fit in. It like makes sense that they're there, and you still feel like you're watching the same show that you liked in season 1.
Yeah. It's like the exception to the rule.
It does. Yeah. And it feels almost like it's season 1 again.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does.
But you like have a greater appreciation and love for the characters that are still there, and like the ones obviously that aren't gone too.
Yeah. Will wants to know what is next for Matt after this emotional, heart-wrenching episode. He is definitely at a crossroads here.
Well, I think that this event in his life is going to definitely change him. Maybe he is going to, for once, kind of in a way have closure with his father and let go of that anger, because now he's no longer with him, even though that whole time it was basically like he was not really there anyway, which is so sad. But that was their relationship. Maybe he'll realize that he doesn't want to stay in Dillon. I just see that maybe he will try to go to Chicago again.
Good.
Or just somewhere and pursue being creative. And I don't know about Julie. Maybe they'll follow each other sort of in a connecting cities type thing. I don't know. I really don't know what's going to happen there. I mean, I was so off with all of the relationships in a way. LOL. So I was like, Tandre, solid.
I know.
Solid.
You said that, I was like, wow. This is like a bold statement.
They fooled me. Like I honestly
did.
feel like really tricked and let down by that. Like they really did fool me. It was trickery. It was trickery. That's how I feel. That's my gripe. Here, Chris, you wanted my gripe? That was my gripe. And again, I don't know the closure. I don't know what happened. In time, we'll get it. But it's not good enough for me.
Okay. All right. Chris. Speaking
of the devil.
Yeah. He says back in 2009, the gross pay for Matt's dad at his position was $3,987 a month, plus other monthly incentives. It's a safe bet that monthly he was pulling in closer to $5,000 a month. You mean to tell me that he was so shitty that he couldn't even send $1,500 to $2,000 home every month? Matt's dad is forever the shittiest to me.
Right. Like, what was he doing with his money overseas?
That's wild.
What are you spending your money on, right? I'm really also very ignorant to military life. I don't know how any of that works.
Same.
But yeah, it would make sense that he would send some money home to his mother and son.
I think he did. Just, I don't think the numbers were right.
Right. They didn't get it right. They didn't get the numbers right.
They didn't think of it. I think it was just like
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think they really
They weren't
thought-
expecting people to like dig deep and
They
be
weren't
like,
expecting Total Betty to really do a podcast on it.
and for our great listeners like Chris to
Yeah.
do homework.
Exactly.
Yeah, but thank you, Chris. He also sent emojis this week, the chicken leg, so I appreciate that. And he was also very angry about Lila coming back. He used the angry emoji.
Okay, at least
What
I'm
was
not
the
alone.
point? What was the point? She didn't even speak.
Okay, that I'm not alone then, because I felt like y'all were gonna like be like, well, just wait, it's Lila. But I felt it. I don't like collectively think that everyone speaks that way. That was my interpretation in my
Michelle.
brain. None of you. None of you. But just like everyone who has seen the show before, they're like, just wait, Liz. And I'm like, but was that necessary? So I'm glad that I'm not alone in there.
See, I
funny.
liked.
So did I.
I liked that her. Like, it was just like, oh, good. Like, she was there, kind of being supportive. Like, it was kind of more of it's a small town thing. So I feel like you would go anyway, even if you weren't like super close with a person. I just feel like because it's such a small town and everyone knows everyone, you would just go out of respect. And I feel like that's like here I am. I know nothing about the southern states, but I just feel like that's something about like a small town vibe. Like everyone, like there's a country song about how like a small town and it's like, oh, someone's on hard times. I forget how the song goes, but it's like someone's on hard times. So everyone they'll be like, no, and people will like raise money or something. Like they'll like support each other and like, because that's what they do in small towns. So I feel like that's why Lila was there.
I know. I felt the same.
Yeah.
I loved seeing her, and I honestly didn't remember next week's episode until I watched it, and I was like, oh, I just love seeing my people from the past.
Mm-hmm.
So Liz is like, I'm gonna remain quiet.
Turning.
Okay. Vic wants to know, how do you grieve, alone or with people around you? Well, when my father passed away when I was 17, I had people around me. I had no choice. Like, people were always around. So, and I feel like grieving is a very personal experience. It's also a process, and it hits you in different forms. Still, I mean, you don't ever forget. And yeah, like it hits me at random times. So yeah. You guys?
I think it's, the distraction of having people around you that has always worked for me, of having just, again, like distractions. It's those times when you're alone by yourself where you're like, oh, okay, I'm really starting to feel them. And you can really feed into it and play into it. And yeah, sometimes like it could just affect you differently. And you don't really know how it's just going to come out of nowhere. And sometimes you think you're going to be sad about something and you're not. And you're like, why am I not?
Yes.
Yeah.
Until months later and you're like, oh shit, I'm exploding now.
That's yes. And that is like, I remember my dad passed away in 2004. And yes, I was upset. And the year later, like I wasn't really upset. And the year later, I wasn't upset. And then Christmas of 2009, I was a wreck. 5 years later.
Right. Like, why?
Why? It just caught up. Mike?
Yeah, so I have two kind of stories. Just about like kind of using like saying how things like kind of hit you at different times and like even out. So one of my coworkers who I'm really close with, her dad passed away in September, and on Christmas Day I had messaged her and I was like, hey, I'm thinking of like extra especially thinking about you today. And I talked to her after and she's like, honestly, Christmas wasn't hard. Like you were just kind of busy with everything else. You didn't have time like it to hit because, thinking like that's the first like big holiday without like your dad, but it was like different. But like, I know, like, I don't even want to think about future, but so a past thing. So I kind of had talked about before this podcast and I'll just bring it up, but my uncle just passed last week and he lives in Montreal. He lives like 8 hours away from like where I grew up. So we weren't really close. Like I didn't see them all the time, but it's still like an uncle. And this, I was saying how this is kind of like the first like sort of real funeral because it's only ever been like a great aunt or uncle or grandparent. So when I was 2 years old, my mom's dad and my dad's mom both passed. So I didn't know them. Like I have no memory of them, nothing. But my dad's dad, he died when I was 6, turning 7. And so I always, every time I saw him, he was bald. And I always like tapped him on the head, like Tata hit him on the head. And I'm hopefully I don't cry when I say this, but there's a picture of all the grandsons, sorry, minus the 2 that live in Montreal, but the grandsons that lived in London, and my grandfather. And I'm like maybe 4 years old, and he's holding me, and I'm like tapping him on the head. And we got it developed, and it's in a frame that says like I love my grandfather. And I brought this in grade 11. I was part of like a peer support program with my high school, and we had to bring a thing that was like sentimental to us. So I had brought this, and I had said like I'd always tapped him on the head, and that's just my only memory of him. And at his funeral, my dad had like picked me up and said, "Do you want to tata no one more time?" Because like that was it. And like just thinking of that like brings tears to my eyes and like chokes me up, even though it's been like I was only 6 years old. So that was so long ago, and like I didn't really have that many memories with him. Like you hear, I'm the youngest, like I'm the last born grandson on my like grandchild on my dad's side. So everyone else is 4 and more older than me. So they've all had like memories with my dad's parents. But like I really only remember my dad's dad, but I only really remember that one thing. So like that's kind of the thing. And like it's still choke, and like seeing that picture, like my mom has that picture framed on the fireplace. It's like center and stuff. And I actually want a copy of that picture to hang up. But it's just like just that kind of triggers it. And you're just like, it's been all these years. And like that's just my one thing. And I just remember the funeral, and I can totally just break you down.
Yeah. I have all these home videos, and like when I revisit them, like I can't watch them. I really can't. Like I am a mess because you just transport it back. Hearing his voice or yeah, okay, we should move on.
That's the one thing I wish voicemails. I wish they kept them. I don't know what it's like for you guys, but voicemails they delete after. Like for us, they only stay for 10 days on your phone.
You can't save them? Can you download them?
No, I don't think so. So like every time my parents call me and I miss a call, and because they always end it with, "Oh, call me back, love you," I always save it because I'm like, what if this is like knock on wood, but you never know. Yeah. And like I always save it every time. So like, and I think you're only allowed to have like 5 max voicemails, but it deletes every like 10 days automatically. So like I'll like go through and it'll be like, you have like 3 other saved messages. And I'm like, yeah, that's fine. Just save them for as long as I can. And then, but I just wish you could save them longer because.
That's crazy that you can't do you have an iPhone?
No.
Oh.
Yeah, I was going to say, I definitely have voicemails in there that have been in there for years.
Same.
I should look into that, see if you can. I don't think like.
Or like screen record, because then you can record it in a different file.
Yeah, maybe you could do that.
I never thought of that.
Yeah. But we will move on. But one last point to like saving recordings. My aunt, who's in assisted living dementia that I work with, but I visit her. I started recording her. And so I have all these voice memos of just conversations of us, and they are quirky, like, but I'm like, I will do something with this one day, and just grateful to have, we'll have them. Yeah. Her quirkiness in this state. So.
Right. And do you think, not to harp on all of it, but like, do you think that you necessarily would cherish those memories now as an adult if you didn't have that happen to you when you were a kid? Yeah. Like when you're a kid and the way you process the things are different. Now you're an adult looking back on like, missed opportunities you had with your father.
Yeah.
And like now you have an aunt that you are, which in hindsight, now you get to see every day who you didn't for lots of years.
Yeah.
But now you can make those memories, even though obviously we know she's not fully with it, but it's your memories.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, that's a good point, Liz. I never really put that together, but probably, and it's crazy too, like to think like I lost my dad at a young age. Aunt lost his mom the year we got married. She was sick for so long. Yeah. One of my best friends' mom has been sick for so long. We've had friends' parents who have passed away, and you're just become like, we're all in this weird club of like the one parent.
Yeah.
And I have a joke and it's really grim and I don't want to offend anybody, but it's how we get through it because Anne and I have a sick sense of humor. But we're like, oh, we're in the Dead Parents Club. I'm like, are you looking to date someone? Deadparentsonly.com. Anyway.
It's just like what we can move on. But like,
yeah,
like you kind of said this, the older you get, like you don't think about this as a kid. And like, I've always thought like, what's better, having someone pass when you're young and don't have those memories, because then for you you don't really grieve, like you don't have to grieve, but then but the trade-off is you don't have those, like it's almost better to have those memories. And like even if someone lives, like even if you live till 90 years old, what is 90 years in the span of this earth? Like it is a blink. Like honestly, this just more and more. And watching 6 Feet Under really like made me had an existential crisis, but it's kind of just like, you are here for such a short time. Don't waste it. Don't miss those opportunities, and don't be angry. Like don't have anger, because like what's the point?
Right.
Like it's just like, what, you're not gaining anything. Like why? Like something can happen tomorrow to anyone. Like that's why you should always tell like they always say to your friends, like always tell everyone in your life that you love them, because you don't know if it's the last time. Never go to bed angry. Like never go to bed angry at someone. Just always, guys, we were getting really deep.
I know we're like but it's kind of like a therapy.
Yeah,
but
we're on the couch, like
we need it.
But it's true though, and we will move on. And we've said this a lot of times. We actually will move on. But when I didn't get to say goodbye to my dad, and so for a couple of years after, every person who left my house, I had to make sure I saw them face to face and they said goodbye to me. That's wild. Like now I'll like Irish goodbye parties like no one's business. But it is true. Like you go through this and things stick with you, and I'm definitely it's well, we're gonna segue into a lighter question. It's not really a lighter note, but
I'll take it.
Whose funeral was sadder? Not the person, but the situation, the people grieving. Keith, Caleb, Fred, Bart, or Matt's dad? I laugh because who's Fred?
Oh, Riverdale.
Oh,
that
God.
episode broke me.
Yes,
that was
like,
terrible.
I don't even think about
Caleb.
Fred.
Wait, Caleb, Bart,
Keith.
Which Bart?
Fred.
Which time for Bart?
That's true. Which time for Bart?
Matt's dad.
Matt's dad.
Okay, so not the person, but the situation. The people grieving. Okay, well,
I mean, I was gonna say Quentin, but he wasn't in that lineup.
Quentin broke. We talked about this yesterday. Quentin broke me.
Yeah.
And when she can't have two dead moms, when that happened,
Ellie.
that Ellie's was like
broke me. Not a funeral, but yeah.
Peyton. Gosh, let's just torture that girl.
I get. Well, Fred, as I said, that is a blur, but I remember really being broken from that because it was Luke Perry.
Died.
Yeah, that's
Perry
what,
died.
like it's like Corey's. I mean, we're segue again, but like when I think of like Corey's death, like I remember where I was when I found out. Like I was like I remember that day,
sad.
and everyone literally waking up next morning, and every single person on my friend list being like, "I'm so sorry," and I was like, "I don't know the person. Why are you saying sorry to me?" Like, but everyone. But anyway, we're I digress.
Yeah.
But I think
Keith is a blur, but I was just in straight denial there.
Well, same. I was with you on
straight
that.
denial. Bart, who gives a shit about Bart? Caleb, I mean,
it was Kiki who
it
broke.
was, I was sad for Kiki, but I mean, Caleb wasn't that great of a person.
Right.
So I'll just say Fred. Sure. I don't have a good answer for that.
What do you think?
Caleb, because it was just everything. Like Julie ran into like she was going to dose him, but then she changed her mind, and then she walked away, and then Kiki just like, and then Ryan being like, yeah, because my mom could, and then Seth, just that whole part. Like,
Well, also Jimmy, like the whole thing with Jimmy and Winter Hill.
Oh, I was like, Jimmy Cooper. Yeah, no, that was with his mom. Yeah,
yes,
no,
that to me, like
One Tree Hill deaths were pretty terrible.
Yeah, like I can't watch 316. I'll never watch that episode again.
Same.
And because I like can't go through it. It's
too hard.
Yeah. Well, thank you everyone for your questions. And thanks for listening to our therapy session.
Yeah.
Favorite quote? What do we have? Mike?
It's just okay. So this quote, it's funny because I literally said it the same time the character did, and I don't know if it's because I remembered, like if it was a memory triggering, or if that's actually just how I respond. But it's just wicked.
I loved that too. That cracked
From
me
the
up.
Wicked, it's just wicked.
I said the same thing.
I said it right away with the
yeah.
TV, and I was like, wait, is that? Yeah, but that was my favorite quote.
Yeah, that I love that too. I had that down, but I had, what's your name, JD McDick? McDick?
I had Matt, stuff happens right now. It's happening to me. Someday it's going to happen to you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Coach's Corner. What do you have?
So I had a silent one, but when Coach was like, I'll walk you home, and then he puts his arm on Matt's shoulder, I was just like,
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I didn't choose that one, but I love that moment. I picked when Tammy helped Matt out at the funeral home.
Queen.
Because she really coached him and was like, go to the car, I got it.
Yeah. Jillian had a good one. Vince taught JD McCoy a lesson about how being swarmy doesn't make you popular. Like,
He is popular though.
but with the kids, because the kids
Oh,
love
well,
Vince.
that's true. I'm like, but he is popular, but not in that capacity.
Yeah. MVP and shittiest.
so I have a tie for MVP, and if I combine them, it still makes one of their name, no matter how I like combine it, because Julie or Tammy, it's still, if you take out Jewel and put the E under Tammy, it makes Julie. And that's
That's
true.
true.
If you say Tammy, I picked both of them. Tammy for the funeral scene where she just was a boss, and then Jules for just being that support, like for just being that supportive girlfriend, and like that scene with her crying when Matt leaves, and she's like, I don't know, like I need to do something, and
Yeah.
It's great.
I actually chose Luke.
Okay, I love that.
Yeah, I felt like he finally stood up to the bully JD, kicked him out of his car. And I look forward to more moments like that. Like, I feel like it was a really good like character development for him. And, you know, he's pretty confident with Becky, you know, which I like. But my blue ribbon I did give to Matt. Just I felt like he's like the MVP of the season in a way. Like he's like he's like from the beginning the MVP.
Yeah.
Like what the story kind of really starts with him and the Jason Street stuff. So I just feel like overall, like he's like the show's MVP.
Yeah, I chose Matt for obvious reasons.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shittiest.
McCoy's.
McDick.
But them showing up at Matt's house with the flower that's from the boosters. Are you kidding me?
Are you
So
serious?
funny.
Like
Yeah.
I loved it.
Wanted Matt off. You wanted, like, you made your son become QB over Matt. Like, why would you? Yeah, no.
Yeah.
No.
He's like, you people? Hell no.
Slam the door. Lisa chose Becky. I'm going to give it to Becky. She called Tim at his friend's house during a wake. Like, what the fuck? I know your mama raised you better. Top that off with kissing Tim at the end. I didn't like her this episode.
Yeah, I didn't particularly like her either, but I understand her actions, and JD's actions are just a no-go.
He's a douche.
In my book. Like, that's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
I wonder if Katie's on the island. I don't remember.
Yeah, right? Like, we never see her. It's just the two McDicks.
Yeah.
I can't wait to just keep calling them McDick. It makes me feel better.
McDick. JD McDick.
Makes me feel better.
Remember when Liz was like, I don't see how JD can be that bad.
I know.
Well, because he wasn't. And
He
now
really
he
wasn't.
truly has embodied every disgusting trait that his father has.
I know.
And now it seems like, oh, we're buddy because like he's winning and he's being a dick. And his dad's like, good job, son.
And like, what I don't understand too is he like talks down about East Dillon, but your friend, who you call a friend, Luke, is part of that. Like, why would you put your friend down? And you're not even like putting it down in like a friendly way. You're just being a dick about it. And so like, do you think less of Luke because he goes to that school with like, you know, I feel like he thinks he's above
Right.
He does. I mean, he says it. He's like, we know the school you go to is shit.
Yeah.
You know that.
Right, but he didn't choose it. You know, it's not like Luke, even if he did choose it, obviously still support your friends, but he was forced into it and he's trying to make the best of a situation.
Right.
And you're going to put him down for that?
Right.
Like, fuck you.
He sucks. But you know who doesn't suck? Our Total Betty Booster.
We actually have 2 boosters.
Oh.
Booster of the week. You're a total booster.
Okay, so our boosters, plural, this week are Natalie and Jessica. We have 2 new patrons to the network. Yay. So welcome. If you're listening to this podcast, please let us know. If you're listening to We Are Liars, please let us know. How did you get here? How did you find us? Why did you decide to join the fam? We just want to hear from you and just give you our gratitude and appreciation that you were here. And we hope you will enjoy your stay with us. We're cool. Our patrons are awesome. And we're just excited to have you. So welcome.
Yeah, let us know who you are and where you came from. And if you want to be silent, that's okay, cool.
That's okay too.
But we just want to know who you are. Thank you. And I love that we have 2 boosters to support our lions.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah. Okay, so emoji time. To pair with this episode, what were we thinking, Mike? I feel like it's on the tip of your tongue.
Yes. So at first I was like, oh, let's do a shovel. And then you can make the thing like, put down the shovel. You found the buried treasure. And that's Listen, Michelle. But there's no shovel emoji.
I know.
So then,
yes.
Ready? A carrot, because Matt doesn't like his carrots touching. Just like carrots, this podcast is good for your eyes. And when you have clear eyes, full hearts, you can't lose. And you can't
Beautiful.
lose with
That's
this
it.
Podcast.
That's it. And what we're clapping for, if you're new here, we like to pair an emoji with our episodes to hopefully, we want to know you got this far, so drop that emoji in an email. We have people who send it to us in our DMs on Total Betty, which we're so appreciative. Chris sends them
we love it.
Sending it in the email. Also, if you're listening on Apple Podcasts and you're enjoying and you want to leave us a review, we would appreciate it. Rate us 5 stars. You can just use this beautiful review that Mike just provided.
That was really good.
That was so good. And I'm really excited because we do have a lion of the week.
Ooh.
Yes, we do. Are you ready to hear?
They're not lying. They're a lion.
They're not.
That's right.
Okay, so Flying Through, 5 stars from Spain's Mata. I love these ladies. They are great storytellers. They are great storytellers. I am flying through this podcast after finding them on 3 Gossip Girls. They are doing justice to FNL. That means so much. Especially that you came from Gossip Girl to this.
I know.
You're crazy.
So,
Thank you.
Liz, what are they? Who was the person? Michelle knows what I'm trying to get at, right?
Yeah. I am. I'm like,
the lion. That?
Thank you.
Oh.
Thank you.
I was like, wait, what did I do wrong?
Thank you.
You didn't do
Yeah.
anything.
There it is.
There.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for leaving the review. We really appreciate it.
What?
Let me back up. Sorry.
Okay. Before, are you moving into?
Not yet. I was going to give Liz the title for next week.
Okay. Yeah.
Should I do that first?
He's like, yeah, you go.
I feel like we're co-producing right now. So Mike, you tell me. Like,
well, I have what I always do.
I know you have like a little something.
So you do it first.
Yeah, do a little something.
Okay, so I did an ice cream for this episode. So the what I picked was Laura Seacord's Super Kid. So this is banana, blueberry.
What was that brand?
Wait, I'm sorry. What?
Laura Seacord Super Kid.
Laura Seacord.
It's our ice cream chocolate company here in Canada, and their flavor is Super Kid.
Okay, I got. Laura Seacord.
Laura Seacord. You know, like the person
Laura
who
Seacord.
She's like it was in history. She like told the British, or she told the British
preaching to the wrong choir.
I don't know, something. There was something. Oh, my history friends are probably yelling at me, but
they had these little
like our heritage moments back in the day on like Canadian TV. And there was this thing on Laura Seacord, and my friend taught these Japanese. My friend taught these Japanese people that Laura Seacord like saved the British or something, and he taught it wrong. And our other really good friend, who's like a history major, is like, that is not correct. They just did like a brief thing that was not correct. Anyway, so they named a chocolate. There's a chocolate factory named after
Laura Seacord.
Laura Seacord. She's a real person.
Oh, she's still got a question.
Bagged milk? Is this about bagged milk?
No, it's not, Mike. gosh, there's more layers to me than that. I was just going to ask, can you please provide a picture of this
Like
chocolate
Laura
company?
Secord, the heritage moments, the heritage.
So like the brand, like the brand logoing.
I mean, I kind of
the heritage moments are like kind of funny. They're like a staple. Like
no, like the brand of the chocolate, and then this ice cream flavor. If you could just provide a visual aid later on in our group chat on Discord. Okay, continue.
So Super Kid. So it's swirls of like banana, blueberry, and strawberry ice cream.
Ooh, my God, so sounds so good.
Yes, it's delicious. So I picked, and they put a little chocolate on top of the. When you have they put a little chocolate on top of the Laura Secord chocolate. It's like her face on it. Mm-hmm. So I picked this because Super Kid is kind of like a hero sounding name. So I wanted something for heroes because Matt talks about how his dad was a hero and they're able to like live because of people like that, like people like his dad who fought. So I wanted hero, but then I wanted kid because Matt is so the kid part, the super represents the heroes, and those are all kind of forms. And like JD's not, but Vince, they were like a hero to the kids because they were in the paper. So and Matt's like a kid, so kid was why I picked that. And then banana, so I picked banana, blueberry, strawberry, 3 flavors, 3 kind of key players in this episode. So I picked the blueberry for Matt because blue, sadness, kind of how it is. Strawberry I picked for Becky because I don't know, she kind of just think like with her pageant and everything, she just kind of comes out like as a strawberry. I don't know why, but I just think of like a strawberry. And then banana is a key one, and this is Luke and Vince together, because a banana, for those of you who know, there are 7 stages of a banana. They go through different stages. So you start and I feel like we're getting different stages of Luke and Vince. And so green is stage 1, a green banana is stage 1. So that's kind of like where they're starting at. And as the episodes are going, they're changing and they're going through different phases kind of together, like separately and together. Like they're now kind of playing together. Like they had that play at the start, you know, they're playing together, they're evolving, they're changing, and it's getting towards the better side. So that's kind of why I picked this ice cream.
Wow. Like, I have to ask you a serious question.
What are the 7 stages of banana?
No. Oh. Do you do shrooms or smoke to get to these explanations? Because my mind is blown. And just
how did you know that bananas had 7 stages?
I worked in produce for 7 years.
He learned it on Heritage Canadian TV. That's where he learned that. Wow, Mike. I think this is the most in-depth explanation you've given to an ice cream flavor. Again, please don't be offended by my drug question.
No, that's okay. I was high, but on Saturday, but I don't think I watched this episode high. No, I did. I did actually.
Oh,
but
well, then there you go.
But then I had no notes. Like I was like, I watched this episode 3 times because I was like, I didn't have notes the first time, and then I was like, I need to watch this again and have more than like.
How was watching this episode high? Did you feel differently?
No, I was just really tired.
Yeah.
I like had an edible and then like cleaned my fridge.
Nice. I love this for you my cupboard so much.
And then watched.
And he's like, then I was tired.
And then I sat on the couch and I watched this episode and I didn't really make that many notes, so I had to watch it again yesterday.
You had to torture yourself.
And then watch it again today. So.
Well, that was beautiful. Thank you so much, Mike. Okay, Liz, I'm going to give you the title for next week. I just want to say with this episode, after watching it, it solidified Friday Night Lights for being in my top 3 TV shows.
Top 3, y'all. Top 3.
And it's nothing special. Like, it's a great episode, but it's nothing like, so I say that with, I'm not talking it up because it's just an episode to continue the story.
Right, yeah.
But it like solidified some things for me.
Okay, I'm ready.
Okay, season 4, episode 6, which I think Anthony will be our guest. The episode title is Stay.
Oh, God.
And the quote I have for you, I don't know if you know this, but I'm kind of a moment-to-moment guy, Tim Riggins.
Could have guessed that.
She's not impressed, y'all.
Tim Riggins. Well, you're leading me to believe that Lila will be in next week's episode. Is that true?
I'm going to confirm that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, as you said, we didn't get closure with them. Maybe the audience themselves will see what truly happened between them, even though we can kind of guess what was the break it. Matt being sad. Maybe he'll work with Richard again next week. Kind of get his, like, Richard will, like, hound him to do things. And he'll be like, dude, I just fucking lost my dad. Richard will be like, let me teach you a lesson about losing people, okay? And then Julie's going to be like, I don't really know how to handle all of this. God, maybe you think they'll break up? He was super cold to her, but also, I shouldn't say he wasn't cold. He was distant with her because he's not like fully aware of his surroundings and who he is. Mm-hmm. I can imagine like this hard time in his life and him trying to better himself and be selfish. That might draw a wedge between the two. Yeah, I guess we'll see what happens with Lila. Like, I mean, the episode's called Stay, but I'm not going to try and read too much into that.
Okay.
But maybe Tim would want Lila to stay. Maybe Lila would wished Tim stayed where he was.
Right.
You know.
Okay.
Lila, you said is home for a reason?
Yeah.
Okay.
Did you watch Next Week?
Yeah. I watched
good,
it just
right?
as we. Yeah.
Yeah, it's good.
That's all I have for now.
That's all you need.
Yeah.
Like truly, that's all you need. But it's good. It moves the story along.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Feel good.
All right. Last but not least.
Now we get.
Yes, we do have Will's football poetry printer. Reception. When an offensive player catches the ball from a thrower, quarterback, or otherwise behind the line of scrimmage, it is called a reception. Matt received the worst possible news you can receive as a son. His father has passed away. Meanwhile, Vince and JD receive Co-Conference Player of the Week awards, which unfortunately means we get more JD.
No.
Reception.
I don't want to end on that.
Thank you, Will.
Thank you, Will.
Well, Mike, always a pleasure. We adore you.
It's always a pleasure to be on here.
All the things. I'm so glad you're here for season 4. Maybe we'll see you again because we have lots of patron guest spots open, and especially going into season 5.
Yeah.
If you're enjoying the show and you want to be a part of it, please send us an email. We love your emails, talkintexasforever@gmail.com. Send us your questions, your comments. And again, if you like this show and you listen on Apple Podcasts, consider leaving us a review and rating us 5 stars. It makes us really happy and we squeal. So
we screenshot immediately
and send to each other. Yay!
And then we get to read your name.
And you be the lion.
And you're the lion of the week.
She's got to get a little quicker.
I'm sorry, yeah.
I'll give her credit. It's Monday and it's 9 after 9:30. Come back next week. We'll be back with episode 6, Stay.
Thank you so much for listening to Talking Texas Forever, a Friday Night Lights podcast. You can email us at talkingtexasforever@gmail.com. If you're interested in seeing what we do with this show and all of our others, head on over to Instagram and search Tolo Betty Podcast Network. This has been a Tolo Betty podcast, produced and edited by Michelle Rubenstein and Alyssa Ateneo, music by Anthony Vicora.
Thank you, Michael.
Beautiful.